Okay, so for the last 10 years, I've worked in the ecosystem as a coach, but also as an enabler for social enterprises to thrive. And I'm a social innovator myself. And when it comes to the ecosystem, especially in the Ugandan context, I would say that, of course, in the past 10 years, I've seen very many social enterprises start from zero to hero, but not only in terms of finances that they've been able to raise, but also in the work and the impact they've been able to create in their own communities, but also for themselves. Of course, like most social entrepreneurs in the audience, you will agree that social entrepreneurship is not for the weak, especially when it comes to the Ugandan context. And apart from not having enough support from maybe our government, our internal, other internal bodies, like how other countries are given that support, I feel that in the social enterprise landscape in Uganda, you really have to put in an extra effort for you to be successful. But at the end of the day, I think we've seen very many social enterprises coming out from the Ugandan ecosystem that are successful, that are creating impact, that are making Uganda proud. And I think we really have to, I don't know how we are going to do it. Of course, it's a collective effort. We have to ensure that we give them support, and also we create a landscape for other new entrepreneurs to come up. Because we're not going to be having the same entrepreneurs forever. And also for our Ugandan economy to actually grow, the more enterprises that come into the tunnel, the better for our economy at the end of the day. And I think also what I would say in my experience is when it comes to social entrepreneurs, you are also contributing to the national cake. You're also contributing to the development of this country, even if you think you're not doing your part. So the government is doing its part, but also us as individuals, we also must do our parts to ensure that Uganda grows, Uganda becomes a better place for everyone to be in.
Waringa, how have you been able to navigate the villages with this village energy initiative? And also, how have you overcome the stumbling blocks that you faced on your journey?
Let me say our name is an interesting name, Village Energy. And I think when the co-founders were getting that name, they definitely meant to say that they are going to the last mile. They're trying to reach everybody, all the communities in Uganda. The challenge that we have found, which is one of the challenges that we have found, is that sometimes, many times, the people who actually do need our services are also the people who are least likely to be able to afford them. So financing, access to financing, affordability is a huge challenge that we face in our sector. And various companies, including Village Energy, has tried various mechanisms to try and afford that. I'm sure we all know, many of us know about pay-go systems, where you get a solar system and then you pay over a year or over 2 years. If you don't, you pay monthly, you pay weekly. So those are some of the ways that companies have tried to navigate the issue of affordability. The other way that we have tried to do it is partnering with banks and financial institutions, SACCOs and everything, to see if then they can be able to provide credit. Because a good solar system, and it doesn't matter how big or small it is, it can be a lantern, it can be something that powers this hotel, is going to cost you money. In fact, because we also have a challenge of poor quality components in this country. And I usually, when people ask me, how do I know what is a good solar system? And I say, if you're not in the sector and somebody tells you a price and the first thing you think is, I can afford that. Most likely, it's not a good system. It's not, because good quality solar systems are expensive. So when you see somebody selling a lantern, when we see them online all the time, 10,000, and it has 3 lights, and I'm like, no, it's not. Honestly, that you will buy it and it will work for a week or a month or 6 months at most. So those are some of the challenges: access to financing, poor quality products. That's also a huge challenge that we're facing in our sector. And now the issue of the poor components, the poor quality, is really a lot of customer awareness, trying to get the word out there of what a quality product looks like, what, who to, if at most, buy it from, what should be the ideal warranty terms. But again, as we know, like, that information has generally not penetrated to, again, many of the people who need it most. Yes.
Thank you so much, Miss Waringa. That's a very informative way of putting out your pain as Village Energy, but I am assuring Gifuse is here for you and for us all. Going straight to Mr. Wamboga. Sina has done a very incredible job in training and educating groups of individuals on how they can benefit from this kind of field. Do you have any success stories, and how would you rate yourself as Sina? How would you rate your work? How much has been done?
Thank you so much. For the last 10 years, we have built a model that now we have proof it works. We mainly target youth that are between the age of 18 and 30 years, are out of school, and some of them are refugees. And we offer a residential program so they come and stay with us. And together we learn and explore social entrepreneurship, support them overcome unlimiting beliefs. And in majority of them, because they have dropped out of school, society has taught them, without formal education, this landscape for you is going to be very hard. So we challenge them come out of their comfort zone.
Okay.
And to date, we have been able to create up to 100 plus social enterprises. And from those, over 74% are still up and running. And from our scholars, 50% of them are able to start social businesses. About 47% usually run back into mainstream employment, but even those, normally between 3 to 4 years, they start something. So the seed is there even when they're out of the program. So I think from the results we are seeing and the group that we are working with,
you have so much success
Yes,
to
yes.
talk about.